cost of building blockchain systems. Narration. People love simple conclusions. Bitcoin succeeded, therefore everything slow becomes valuable. Or Pi network is delayed, therefore it is failing. Both are lazy thinking, and made intellectually stronger so it doesn't sound like hype. Use it as a narration script or video structure. Title: Bitcoin versus Pi network. Innovation, delay, and the real cost of building blockchain systems. Narration. People love simple conclusions. Bitcoin succeeded, therefore everything slow becomes valuable. Or Pi network is delayed, therefore it is failing. Both are lazy thinking. History doesn't reward speed, but it also doesn't reward waiting blindly. Bitcoin didn't succeed because it was early. It succeeded because it survived economic pressure, technological resistance, and real-world testing under extreme conditions. Now the question is not emotional. The question is, open quote, is Pi network building a future financial system, or just extending hope through time? Close quote. This video removes emotion and examines structure, economics, and reality. Part 1. Bitcoin was not easy mobile mining, 3.8. Bitcoin mining in the early days was not participation-friendly. It required high-performance hardware, CPU, GPU, ASIC evolution, cheap electricity access, technical knowledge, infrastructure setup, risk tolerance with zero guaranteed value. Most importantly, Bitcoin was expensive to maintain from day one. That cost created scarcity, and scarcity created value. Now ask a hard question. Open quote. If something is free to access and frictionless to join, what prevents abuse and fake value creation? Close quote. Bitcoin solved one problem, security through cost. Pi network tries to solve another problem, accessibility. But here is the tension. Accessibility increases adoption, but also increases manipulation risk if not carefully designed. So the real comparison is not old versus new. It is, open quote, security through cost versus security through design, close quote. Part 2. Why blockchain projects take time. Most people misunderstand delay. Delay is not always failure, but delay is also not proof of success. Blockchain systems require consensus mechanism stability, network testing under real load, economic model validation, security auditing, node decentralization maturity. If any of these are weak, the system collapses under scale. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Open quote. Most blockchain projects don't fail because of ideas. They fail because of scaling reality. Close quote. Now apply this to Pi network. Key questions that must be answered honestly. Is the network truly decentralized or still controlled? Are nodes economically independent? Is liquidity real or internal? Can the system survive open market pressure? Without clear answers, delay becomes ambiguous. It could mean careful engineering or unresolved fundamentals, and you must learn to distinguish the two. Part 3. The cost of infrastructure is real, 1318. Many people underestimate what real blockchain infrastructure means. A serious network needs distributed nodes globally, incentive systems for validators, attack resistance, Sybil, spam, manipulation, market-based pricing mechanisms, external liquidity integration. This is expensive, not just financially but politically and structurally. Bitcoin succeeded because miners paid the cost. So here is the critical question. Open quote. If a system removes cost for entry, where does the security burden move to? Close quote. It doesn't disappear, it shifts, and shifted risk must be compensated somewhere, either through strict verification or strong economic design or external validation systems. If none are strong enough, the system becomes vulnerable to synthetic growth. Part 4. The psychology of waiting for value. This is where most people lose rational thinking. When people invest time instead of money, they become emotionally trapped. They start believing, I already spent years, so it must succeed. Delays mean it is becoming stronger. Criticism is ignorance. This is dangerous thinking. Time spent is not proof of future value. In economics, this is called, open quote, sunk cost bias, close quote, and it destroys objective judgment. Now the hard question, open quote, are people evaluating Pi network objectively or protecting their emotional investment? Close quote, because those are not the same thing. Now part 5. What would real success look like? 23. Forget hype. Define measurable success. A real blockchain ecosystem must show open and transparent market liquidity, independent validator participation, real-world adoption outside internal communities, exchange price discovery, not controlled valuation, developer ecosystem growth, external integrations. Without these signals, you don't have a finished system. You have a developing experiment, and experiments can succeed or fail, but you must not confuse them with proven systems. Part 6. Final Truth. Bitcoin teaches one lesson. Open quote. Value emerges when a system survives real economic pressure. Close quote. Pi Network proposes another idea. Open quote. Value can be distributed first and validated later. Close quote. Both models cannot be assumed equal. One is already tested under global markets. The other is still under construction. So the correct mindset is not belief or rejection. Close quote. With open quote, most blockchain projects don't fail because they are slow. They fail because they pretend delay equals progress. Close quote. Now you're not informing, you're challenging belief systems. Number 4, the Pi Network section needs a sharp edge. Right now it sounds neutral. You must force analytical pressure. Add questions like, open quote, if a network cannot be freely stress-tested by external markets, is it decentralized or simply controlled growth? Close quote. Open quote. If users cannot fully verify liquidity conditions, what exactly are they trusting? Close quote. This is where your video becomes dangerous, in a good way. Number 5, remove this weak idea. You wrote, open quote, patience leads to success. Close quote. That is too generic and dangerous. Replace with, open quote, time is not proof of value. Only exposure to real economic pressure is. Close quote. This is more intellectually correct and more powerful. Good. Now don't just use it. Pressure test it like a real analyst, not a fan. Here's how to upgrade it so